Before Rosa Parks, there was Claudette Colvin. In 1955, a 15-year-old black girl refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. She was dragged off by police, jailed, and forgotten by history. But her courage lit the spark that would ignite a movement. This is the story of Claudette Colvin, the teenager whose stand for justice came 9 months before Rosa Parks. Claudette Colvin was born in 1939 in segregated Montgomery, Alabama. She grew up in a world shaped by Jim Crow laws where black people lived under constant threat and humiliation. As a student, Claudette stood out. She was smart, curious, and deeply interested in black history. Her teachers at Booker T. Washington High School emphasized the stories of Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and other freedom fighters, lessons that would leave a permanent mark on her. On March 2, 1955, Claudette was riding the bus home from school. She had just finished a paper on the Constitution for her civics class. When the bus became crowded, the driver told Claudette and 3 other black students to give up their seats for a white passenger. The others moved, Claudette stayed. "I paid my fare," she said. "It's my constitutional right." The driver called the police. 2 officers boarded the bus. Claudette was handcuffed, kicked, and arrested. She later said, "I could not move because history had glued me to the seat." At first, some civil rights leaders took interest in her case. They quickly backed away. Claudette was young, dark-skinned, from a working-class family, and a few months later, she became pregnant. The NAACP decided she wasn't the right symbol to rally behind. They waited. 9 months later, when Rosa Parks, a married, middle-class secretary, refused to give up her seat, they mobilized. Claudette later reflected, "I was too young, I didn't have the look, but I did what I had to do. I stood up for what was right." Even though she was pushed aside in the public eye, Claudette didn't disappear from the movement. In 1956, she became one of 4 plaintiffs in Browder v. Gale, the federal lawsuit that ultimately struck down Alabama's bus segregation laws. The case went to the Supreme Court and won. It ended bus segregation in Montgomery, legally dismantling part of the Jim Crow system. Claudette Colvin helped make that happen, but few people knew her name. Claudette moved to New York City in her 20s and worked as a nurse's aide for decades. She lived a quiet life far from the spotlight until writers and historians began uncovering her story. In 2009, she told her story in the book Claudette Colvin, Twice Toward Justice. In 2021, her juvenile record was officially expunged by the state of Alabama. She was 82 years old. The state finally admitted what the history books never taught. Claudette Colvin was a pioneer. Claudette once said, "I knew then and I know now that when it comes to justice, there is no easy way to get it." Her bravery helped change America, not with headlines, not with fame, but with quiet, defiant courage. We remember her now, not as a footnote, but as a foundation.